So I'm in kind of a video making mood, and this is also to address some questions that I have gotten about the curiosities and oddities that I have collected over the last year or two. Just so all of you know who may be interested, any animal remains were either found this way, or when they were killed for food primarily, not for sport. I would not take them otherwise. Let's see, this is Alexis. She is a badger, not a honey badger. My dad found her in the woods, and so she's kind of dirty and stuff like that. You know, she still has dirt that comes off of her on occasion, but I don't really go to the trouble of cleaning her because I like the way she looks. This is Vladimir. Um, I had him before I moved from Oregon, but I couldn't take him with the first time because we had so much stuff. I was afraid he'd break, but he ended up breaking anyway when I came back with him from my last trip to Oregon. He was already kind of brittle to begin with because when he was shot, it went through his nose and came out the back of his head, shattering a good portion of his head right here, which made him really brittle. It explains why he's kind of dingy looking because we didn't boil him in water and peroxide, which is what we did do another one here. Because he was already so fragile, we would be afraid that he would fall apart in the process. Here are the other two pieces. There's actually a second half of his jaw here that I very recently gifted to a friend. But, you know, I still have all of his pieces. I still can open that. I get to wear Bernard's hat. Um, this is Bernard. Bernard is my other bear. He's my pride and joy. He's huge. Um, I mean, like, just the size of his head is bigger than mine. So, I mean, it really speaks to how big he was when, you know, he was whole. He is in very good condition because we boiled in peroxide and water, you know, peroxide to bleach it and to kind of sterilize it, and water to, you know, just generally get all the gunk out, you know, um, all the gunk out of his head and all of the different, you know, pieces of skin and what have you that gets left behind. Let's see. And another thing, I guess, to show you just the scale of size for Bernard, this was taken, I believe, from a 150-pound bear. You know, you can see it right here. A lot of people see it and think, oh, well, that's a huge tooth. That must come from a huge bear. That's not true. That much is only how much shows when, you know, you see a bear's tooth in its head. This is all root. So when you see Bernard in comparison, let's see, you know, you can see how this tooth is substantially bigger. Can see that? Which means the root of this tooth goes pretty much all the way up to about here. There's a little bump that, you know, if you feel, it stops about here. So, you know, that's another inch longer than this. So it really tells you how big he was. I think he was around 350 pounds, 300 pounds, something like that, which makes him a very big black bear. Um, these are Cameron's baby teeth, gifted to me by Lisa. Oh, so generous Lisa, I love you. These are my wisdom teeth. When they were taken out, they had to break them when they were in my jaw and then extract them, which explains why they're in about 8 or 9 little tiny pieces, which was not the case for these, which are my friend Amanda's wisdom teeth. They came out, she had 4 of them, and they came out in 4 big, whole chunks. With root and all. Mine only, I believe only one of mine actually had a root. They were so underdeveloped. You know, these are twice the size of any of my teeth. The smallest one is. The biggest one is huge. It's got 4 huge roots. It's obscene. I love these. This is a tail. I bought it at Oregon Leather Company. They're in a Eugene Springfield area. I can't remember the exact place, but this one is the only one I can't be sure if it was killed ethically. But when I bought it, it was when I was a freshman in high school, and I just wanted one, you know, to wear like on the back of my pants, like a lot of kids would do. So I can't be sure if it was hunted ethically. I feel bad having it, not knowing, but I figure if it wasn't, it's really too late now. I just know now not to buy or take anything that was killed for sport, or to never kill anything just to expand my collection. This is Felicity. Come on. she is a little sparrow. Found her outside of work, and I took her home and preserved her. And then this is Past. Can't really see him too well because he likes to lay on his back, but he was a pet parakeet that my roommate had. He was sick before I left for Oregon. My ex-roommate, I should say. He was sick before I left for Oregon and tried to change his diet a little bit to hopefully make him feel better, but he died a couple of days after I left. I decided to preserve him just, it seems better than burying him in the dirt. That way, I can keep him looking pretty and he won't have to rot. I preserve my animals in 70% rubbing alcohol. I will do any small animal. It's just that here in Texas with the heat, by the time I come upon most animals, they're too far gone for me to work with. And as in the case of Felicity, I found her kind of in the middle of winter where it's not cold, but it's, it was like 65, 70 degrees, and it must have happened just maybe an hour before I found her. So she was in pristine condition, for me to have preserved her. Sorry, brain fart. And this really isn't an oddity, it's just something I like showing off. Big ass meat cleaver, 9-inch blade here, 4 inches wide at the widest point. Just bought it just for the hell of it. Reminds me very much of what Reina has in Higurashi no Naku Koro ni When Cicadas Cry. Cicada, cicada, tomato, tomato. I would want to have the sword that she has, which is like 4 feet long, but to commission that would cost a lot. So I'll just settle for a nice mint cleaver for now. I didn't used to collect all this stuff. It only started maybe a year or two ago. It was when I joined, when I joined Tumblr, and I came across Joji Victor Gray, otherwise known as Stars in the Gutter on Tumblr and King Gutterface on YouTube. He collects preserves animals, bones, teeth, all manner of just cute things. And it kind of helped establish my morals, and on the subject of making sure that the animals were found or, killed ethically or anything of the sort. Joji is a very inspiring figure. I would recommend anybody look him up. He is very, very interesting and has, a lot to offer everybody, and has really helped me in the last couple of years. Believe he, let's see, I believe he lives in Ohio, which means that me meeting him is slim to none, but, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Maybe later on in life, I'll get to meet him. I would hope so. Anyway, I believe that's all I have to show you. So, hope you guys have a good night.